Hi, I'm Bugsy and I'm an addict. I'm going to be reading just for today, September 3rd, 2024, Humility Expressed by Anonymity. Page 257, basic text, pages 75 and 76. Humility is a byproduct that allows us to grow and develop in an atmosphere of freedom and removes the fear of becoming known by our employers, families, or friends as addicts. Many of us may not have understood the idea that anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions. We wondered how this could be. What does anonymity have to do with our spiritual life? The answer is plenty. By guarding and cherishing our anonymity, we earn spiritual rewards beyond comprehension. There is great virtue in doing something nice for someone and not telling anyone about it. By the same token, resisting the impulse to proudly announce your membership to the NA to the world, in effect asking everyone to acknowledge how wonderful we are, makes us value our recovery all the more. Recovery is a gift that we receive from a power greater than ourselves. Boasting about our recovery as if it were our own doing leads to prideful feelings and grandiosity. But keeping our anonymity leads to humility and feelings of gratitude. Recovery is its own reward. Public acclaim can't make it any more valuable than it already is. Just for today, recovery is its own reward. I don't need to have mine approved by publicity. I will maintain and cherish my anonymity. First, I want to apologize because I can't pronounce that word correctly. So if I butchered it completely, I apologize, but I'm not going to try it again. But also I'm going to say that this is kind of where the literature and I don't agree too much. And I've spoke about this before, where we got sober on our own. We did the work. And I don't really I want to be selfish in this area. I don't really like saying that I'm only sober because of God. I'm only sober because of Narcotics Anonymous. I'm only sober because of my higher power. I'm sober because I got sober. Yes, there are tools in the Narcotics Anonymous program that we can use that some people can find very helpful. Religion is a big one. But I don't feel like, for me personally, that I want to give the credit to something other than myself or someone other than myself. You can be like, yeah, you know what? Like, I started looking at the signs, but it's because I started looking at the signs. Because I follow more, I guess, hippie thoughts where it's the universe. I watch the universe's signs to me, and I listen to the energy around me. But I want to be selfish. I don't want to give credit to a deity or an energy or a higher power for the accomplishments that I have made in my recovery. Like I said, sure, it may have helped me get to where I am today, but it didn't do the work. I put in the work. That being said, yes, recovery is its own reward. It is worth every moment that you are in recovery. It is worth every struggle that you faced and overcame. It's every challenge that was thrown your way that you have overcome. That's the reward. And I don't think that the literature is saying that you're not supposed to tell anybody that you're in recovery. Don't tell anybody. Shh, it's a secret. Because it's not. It shouldn't be a secret. Absolutely don't be walking around and say, oh, I saw John Smith at the Narcotics Anonymous meeting and he told me this. Because that's a no-go. You don't go tell people other people's stories. You may say something like, oh, you know what? You're telling me your story right now, and I'm going to let you know that I know somebody who's gone through this. And in a way that could be a vessel for them to find help through that person. Or I can say, yeah, there's plenty of times I go to a meeting where somebody mentions pipe dreams, or somebody, talks about, how they've relapsed a couple times. But I'm not telling you their story. I'm not telling you their names. I'm not telling you their experience. I'm just letting you know that you're not alone. Your story is yours alone. It's independent of anybody else's. It's one that you've lived through that nobody else can tell because they don't know the ins and outs of it. But at at the same time, your story is not unique to the addiction world. We've all had trauma. We've all gone through a lot of the same things. I've mentioned before that I heard somebody in a meeting say, I used to give my dealer gift cards so that I can, trade that for a little bit of substance. And I share that. Somebody else said that because I've done that. And it makes me laugh, and I'm like, oh gosh, oh my God. Are they telling my story? Because a lot of the stories are very parallel with each other, but they are very much individual. And for you to go act like you're better than someone because you are in recovery, like, oh no, oh, you do drugs? I'm in recovery. Like, pop the collar. That's not how recovery should be. Recovery should be intimate for you. It should be a road that you're traveling and the journey that you're taking. It shouldn't be some kind of flag to wave around. Look at how good I am, guys. Look at how great I am doing. Oh my gosh. It shouldn't be a brag. Not in the sense of I'm better than you brag. And I had a video that I talked about that just the other day where you're allowed to share your accomplishments because those testimonies that you're sharing could very well help the next person. They can be like, dang, that could be me. Or, hey, how did you get there? I need a little bit of help. I need some guidance. Somebody give me some kind of mentorship to teach me how to get to where you are today. It should never be like, look what I've got. I got a car, I got a house, I got the, coolest shoes, I got the best phone, I got the best this and that, and I can afford that, and I can go here and I can do this. That's not recovery. That's not what recovery's for. It's not to be put in other people's faces of how much better you're doing. It should be shared to show how much better someone else can be doing. Hey, it's possible. You can get what I have. You can reach the peak that I'm on. And I've heard it time and time again in Narcotics Anonymous where people will say, if you see somebody in this room that has something that you want, you better hold their pocket. You better be sitting next to them. You better be asking them questions because that's the only way you're going to figure out at least the starting point of how to get to that finish line. And it makes sense. We have friends that have very common likes and dislikes that make us a good friend group. We all have the same mentality. We all have the same, goals in life. And that's what brings us together. Why is that any different than, going to Narcotics Anonymous and finding somebody? Don't go up to them and be like, I want what you have and I want the shortcuts or maybe I want to steal it from you. Go up to them and say, I want what you have. Please teach me your ways. So recovery is its own reward, and it's rewarding every single day. And the really beautiful part about recovery is we don't have to shout it from the mountaintops for everyone to see so they can be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Good job. Now, they are going to say, a lot of people are going to be like, I'm proud of you. Good job. But you shouldn't be in recovery for the validation. You shouldn't be in recovery just so that people are like, hey, I'm proud of you. Good job. I'm going to make it a big deal and I'm going to just shout it to the world for you. You should be in recovery because you need to be in recovery and it's good for your life. Because the point of recovery is to separate ourselves from the addiction, not use our addiction to put us higher on that pedestal of like, look at how horrible my life was and look at me now. It should be like, look how horrible my life was. But you know what? Look at me now. You can do it too. And I hope everyone's doing well out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.